Hey guys, today we are going to test the Summer Shot Leafa Skill. This skill has a very low damage multiplier for a 4-star skill, but has a bonus that will increase critical damage to 100%. We will test to see if it can compensate the low damage multiplier that the skill has. Before we begin, please like, share and subscribe for more SAO integral factor content. We are going to use this 3-star that has 444 damage multiplier to compare the damage with. Also, since it is a 4-star skill, we will compare it with other 4-star skill that we can easily obtain if people want to spend some money on this pure rookie pack. This skill has 692 multipliers, while the Summer Shot Leafa has 380. First, we are going to test it against the Mystic Moth that weak against Slash. Majestic Claim is doing 24,000 damage and Summer Shot Leafa is doing almost 14,000 damage only. The 3-star Saji Spear is doing 15,500, which is higher than the Summer Shot Leafa as expected. Let's now see how to skill damage on critical. I'm going to use Tactician Argo buff since it will give me highest critical rate for a longer period of time. With my HP on Axe Tactician Argo, I will get around 40% critical. It is still not high enough to guarantee critical, but it should be often enough to conduct the test. So we are going to find another Mystic Moth again. And the Summer Shot Leafa gives me 28,000 on critical, and Klein's gives me 33,000, so Klein's skill still better on critical. Let's see again the 3-star Sachi. Now the Summer Shot is doing almost 30,000, and the 3-star is doing at 23,000, so on critical the skill is better than the 3-star Sachi skill. Now we'll try the same thing against the Ogrelink, which is weak against Slash, and Earth, which is the Summer Shot Leafa element. Let's see if it will be worth using over a Klein when used against enemy with double weakness. I'm going to skip to the part where I hit critical with both skill. So Klein is doing 31,000 on critical, and the Leafa is doing 30,000 on critical, which is quite comparable. I suppose the skill is not even better than Majestic Claim, even if they are tested on critical hit, where the Summer Shot Leafa will give 100 critical damage as opposed to the normal 50%. Let's try it one more time, and this time the Leafa is doing 31,000 and Klein is doing 33,000 damage, so it looks like Klein is still doing better and then the Summer Shot Leafa. Next, I'm going to test it on the yellow covetous flowers that is weak to Earth but not Slash. Starting with Summer Shot Leafa, the critical damage hits almost 28,000 and Klein's skill hits almost 26,000. Wait a minute, the Leafa skill now is doing more damage than the Klein skill. That is interesting. I thought it would be the same as when we hit the enemy with weapon weakness only. Let's see how it is against enemies that are not weak to both weapon and element. The Summer Shot Leafa is doing around 9,000 damage with no critical, and Klein is doing around 16,000 with critical, no critical, and 24,000 with critical. Let's see if Summer Shot Leafa on critical, and yes, it's doing 23,000 damage. Well, that seems to be more than 100% critical increase since non-critical only do around 9,000 damage. Let's try it one more time to see if it is just a fluke or the critical really increases more than 100% on an enemy who is not weak to the weapon type. Summer Shot is doing almost 23,000 damage and the Klein is doing almost 25,000 damage on critical. Again, and the Summer Shot Leafa is still doing 9,000 damage on non-critical hit, and the Klein is doing around 16,000 on non-critical attack. So it looks like it really increases the critical damage more than 100%, somehow on the enemy not weak to weapon element. This explains why the Summer Shot Leafa is doing more damage than the Klein on enemy who are weak to Earth but not to Slash, even though I don't know why it is the case. Let's try one more time on enemy who is weak to Earth but not to Slash. Leafa is doing almost 27,000 damage on critical, and Klein is doing almost 26,000 damage on critical just like before. To summarize, the Summer Shot Leafa is a very weak skill if we don't use the critical build. This skill is even weaker than the free 3-star that we can easily limit broken from the free 110 gacha that's happening right now. If used on a critical build, this skill can outperform the 3-star spear skill on critical though. It cannot outperform the Majestic Climb skill on critical most of the time. The only time that Summer Shot Leafa can outperform Majestic Climb is when it's used against enemy that's not weak to slash but weak to earth on critical. Let me know what you think about this skill, and if you know of any case that this skill can be useful, since I would rather use the 3-star slash spear since it will give me more consistent damage. So that's it for the video. Bye now!